Man, oh man, what a couple of days in crypto can do. I remember very clearly that I got a lot of hate posting a bearish video just after we got this big pump here to the upside of more than 6%. People said, you are crazy, we're going higher, this was a fake out. And now a couple days later, we are rolling over again for Bitcoin and we are losing again very critical levels. And now suddenly it is very, very silent. I see it in the views, I see it in the comments, I see it in the likes. It is just very, very quiet. But I said last week, watch out for market structure. That is for me the most important. We're having a high, our lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and very, very most likely we are again now going lower. Reason why I'm saying that is as followed. If you are a breakout trader, then you can see that this pattern here filled. We looked at two longs and two shorts yesterday. A long here from the back test of the trend line, which coincided with the value area low and a golden pocket. But there was just no follow through. There were just no buyers. So I also didn't enter a long trade. I was looking at this. I was at least I'm hoping for a very specific candle pattern that I didn't see, so no long for me. Matter of fact, we can take this out right now, and if you are a pattern trader, well then we can't deny that this just looks very, very weak and very, very bearish, because we had a fake out here and now it looks like we have a fake out here and we're back into the pattern. But most important for me, we also lost that value area low. We have one long trade left, and that is the one from the golden pocket. I already said yesterday, if we are going to that level, I am really going to treat it like a scalp. If I see what I want to see, I will probably take the trade, and I'm going to exit most of the trade at the value area low of this macro range, because it most likely is just a backtest and then we're going lower. I will keep a tiny bit running just in case I am wrong and we are going higher. At least then I am exposed to the long side. But I will try to long it, put the stop loss just after entry, take most of the profit out here, and then we'll see what happens. Or we reverse and I get stopped out in profit, or we continue and at least I'm exposed to the upside. And with that also being said, I appreciate each and every one of you, and one of my followers, or at least someone that's tuning in on almost a daily basis, is Alex. And Alex told me earlier this week, well, actually I'm expecting much lower. I'm expecting approximately 53 or 48. And I said, Alex, well, I like the idea, but I think actually it might take a couple weeks, because why would we dump from the lows of the range? It doesn't make more sense if we first go higher, trap a lot of longs, and then to go lower. Well, Alex, if you're listening or if you're viewing, as of for now, it looks like that you might be getting right. And the reason why I'm saying this is, again, what I already mentioned, is the market structure, lower highs, lower lows, that we are now for the second time losing that macro value area low. As you can see, we had the movement here underneath. Now we closed again underneath. And also what I can see here on market Cipher B is on the daily. Look how bearish this looks. We had that red dot that is confirmed. We have the money flow still pouring out very much to the downside. VWAP down, momentum wave down, and the RSI is pointing down. I'm sorry guys, but this very most likely is going to have some follow through. This on the daily is just very bearish. So again, I will try the long. Maybe we can SFP here from these lows. Other than that, I'm going to look at 53, 52,000, and 53 was also a target from Alex. So let's see what happens when price reaches that box. And other than that, we are really entering a bit of a bigger area. It's still far to go, but that is approximately 45, 46, all the way down to 40. I actually think that we will see at least some of a reaction down here, but what I'm now slowly counting on, or not counting on, at least taking in account, that's what I have to say, is that we might see for the next couple of weeks just a very slow grind lower, right? And that eventually after a couple of weeks or months we could say, okay, that was the bottom, and then we are going higher. Did you do something like this? So this I could definitely see play out in the next, let's say, month or maybe even 2 months. Everyone is falling asleep. thinking, oh, crypto is boring, just slowly going lower. People who are then late with shorting here would say, oh man, I wish I shorted here, then I would just hold it, there would be a massive profit. People who are trying to long are getting stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, and then eventually you see price picking up, and then you see this big move to the upside, and it also leaves then a lot of people on the sideline. We have seen this over and over and over again, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that in the next couple weeks. I will try to make a video during the weekend where I explain this concept a little bit better. Okay, our shorts from yesterday, quick and easy, they still remain. Possibly a short from the point of control golden pocket, will most likely not get it, and avails the value area high here at 70,000 ish. There is, by the way, one interesting thing here about this area. If we're zooming in here on the 4 hours, maybe a little bit better visible, if we are going to the golden pocket and I'm able to long, there is one scenario that is supporting the idea of longing this, and that is if we are looking at CBD, and that tells us are there more longs or shorts. Well, here you see two blue lines. Price, as of for now at least, is still making a higher low, so I draw this until here, so this is approximately the golden pocket, and you see that CBD is going lower. This means that people are shorting, but price until now is unable to make a lower low, and you can also see that slowly the open interest, so the amount of open contracts supporting the move, is rising. So you can see, in other words, that we are shorting more, and that happens with more and more contracts. If we then hit the golden pocket and eventually we go higher, these shorts need to close out, and then you can see a move to the upside. So this is the only thing as of for now that is supporting the idea of going higher, and there's of course also this support and resistance. We had these Iran-Israel dumps, and you can also see this is also here a daily high. If I quickly go back to the daily, you can see it's a daily high of this green candle. So I just see it as really a support and resistance box where we have a few lows, we have a few highs, and we have the golden pocket 78.6, and really it is that wide. So this really is an area, so it's not a one touch and then right away yanking along, but it really is that wide. So I hope we can touch it today, and at least I can have a scalp, because so far the price action has been very slow and very boring. If we then just look at market Cipher being a 4 hour, maybe it wants to curve up to the upside just a little bit to get a little bit of a breather. Who knows, that happens right here. If I look on the 1 hour, actually it looks just very bearish. As you can see, money flow is towards the downside. Momentum waves still very much bearish. Also the RSIs are pretty low, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more downside. It probably will go pretty slow, because that has been the name of the game in the last couple weeks. So just a slow grind to the downside. Now that doesn't mean right away if that is going to happen, let's then just short now and see how it goes. I would really get into key levels. That also means that I have been trading way less in the last couple of days or last couple of weeks than I usually have. Okay, one last thing that I want to show you before I'm going to wrap up today's episode. A lot of people are sometimes looking at alts and saying, oh, the alts are doing great, the alts are doing bad. It's really a matter of perspective. This is today the top 100 alts. You can see that across the board there's a little bit of a sell-off. If we're looking at the week, then we're seeing that still a couple of alts have been really outperforming. All of these big outperformers are all AI. There's WorldCoin, Render, AIOZ. Just a couple of others, so most of them are alts, but then on the monthly we can see it is red across the board. But then if you bought compared to a year ago, you can see you still had a pretty good return. I think overall, if we see a bit of a slower grind to the downside for Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks and months, I think we can see more red across the board. Yes, there will always be green days, and yes, there will always be outliers, but usually we see that if Bitcoin grinds lower, we do see that alts are bleeding into this grind lower, and we probably have to expect a little bit of lower prices for Bitcoin and for alts. For now, let's see how this ends up. Alex, hope you're going to get right in the next couple of days, and we'll see a move to the downside. Let's see what happens once we reach this box, or once we take out these lows. You know my plan, you know exactly what I will trade or not. If I do trade something, then I will post it on Twitter. And for now, I want to say just thank you so much for watching, and please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those links you find in the description. Thank you guys very much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.